Hey there, everybody. It's Mike DeLisio with another Dice Tower Daily Unboxing. Today, we're going to be taking a look at Intrepid. This is 1 to 4 players, 90 minutes, coming to us from Uproarious Games. Can you survive low Earth orbit? Life can be challenging when you're isolated 400 kilometers above the Earth. Oxygen, food, warmth, power, all so easy to come by back on Earth, are each a hard-fought battle aboard the International Space Station. If something goes wrong, it could prove fatal, and something always goes wrong. You'll need to work with your crew to outwit any disaster you face. You can survive if you are brave enough, if you are intrepid. Cooperative, strategic, highly asymmetric game of survival aboard the International Space Station. Well, that's an intriguing premise. Let's take a look inside this this is a large box. This large box game. See what we can see. So, first of all, we have some Kickstarter exclusive stuff here. So, keep in mind that if you come across this game, if it goes to retail, much of this may be unique to the Kickstarter edition. I'm not going to try to separate what is what. We've got different, looks like country, South Africa here. We've got an expansion. We've got an appendix. Let's just look really quickly here at the core rule book. All right, so we've got our components here, our list of components. We've got our setup. Quite a bit of setup here. We're still in setup, so there's a fair amount involved, although they are, looks like, giving us some pretty detailed explanations here. So we've got some key concept. You've got 4 essential resources: power, climate, oxygen, and nutrition. All right. Dice wrapping. How to win. You're on the same team, so it's a cooperative game. The game immediately ends and all players win if 3 missions have been completed and you generated enough resources to keep the life support system active. So there's your win condition. The game immediately ends and all players lose if you don't have enough resources to keep the life support systems active or a disaster destroys your station. So 2 lose conditions, 1 win condition. All right, so it's played over a series of rounds. Each round has 6 phases. In this order, you've got roll and place dice, calculate results, use resources, resolve disasters, spend capacity, and then reset the round. And then it's going to go into more detail for each of these different phases. All right. Mission cards, persistent disaster cards, docking modules, habitation modules. That was just phase 1. Then we're calculating results. Then we're using our resources, triggering bonuses, checking minimum resource generation. And this is where you might have some lose conditions, it looks like. Resolving disasters, another place where, as you might expect, you might have some loss conditions. All right. Then resetting the round, and there's also some game rules here for a solo version of the game as well. Some variant rules are also involved. So keep in mind, again, not everything you're seeing here may be what you would see depending upon if you have a different version of the game. So this is our power board, dual layered here and dual layered up here. You spin it. It says spin to drain. All right. Nutrition. So each of those different resources has their own large board here. Climate. And finally, oxygen. That one actually popped out, but it looks like it's easy enough to restore that. Just have to find the back of it here. I'm sure it's in the box. All right, that would spin as well. We've got some cardboard tokens. Oh, there it is. There's the back of that oxygen. I'm going to go ahead and do it right now, just because I want to make sure that it doesn't get lost. There it goes. All right, so there's oxygen. Spinning away. Okay. Cardboard tokens. You already saw one of them had popped out. They seem to be good quality. We've got a very large, wow, very large, okay. So it looks like things, I don't know if they slot in here. I'm not exactly sure. We've got places to place what look to be cubes here and more here. So I'm not exactly sure how that plays out, but we'll find out. And then we've got a whole bunch of game trays, and I do tend to like that. Here's South Africa. It shows you what the complexity is. So you've got one of these trays for each of the different countries, and I think this one was a expansion, all right? So I'll just show it to you because it was the first one I saw, but you've got different tiles here, okay? Many, many, many tiles. Looks like it's just a whole bunch of tiles here. Aluminum shielding, electrolysis chamber, solar array, food lockers. All right. I'm not going to show off all of these because they're going to be variations on a theme. All right. But you can see here there are a number of different countries. There's a lot. You're not going to be hurting for different options to play with here. And some intriguing choices, too. You've got Malaysia there. It's nice to see some areas that are not as represented as much as you might. Sure, you've got the United States and Russia, but you've got Brazil and South Africa and Malaysia and Japan, the United Kingdom, Canada, Germany, and that's what I can see there. We had some components hiding underneath the bottom there. Let's take a look at these. These look to be just hard cardboard tiles, okay. Let's see really quickly if there's anything under these. There are not. Are there anything under these? There are not. Okay. I'll put that away later on. We've got these little mini trays of dice and cubes, storage and supply. You can maybe make that out. There we go. We've got some colored cubes here. We've got a number of unique dice. They are just D6s, I guess, but they've got one symbol on them that differentiates them, okay? I think otherwise they look to be standard D6s. That's the one. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So essentially a standard D6, but with one unique symbol on each. All right. We've got more cubes here. Some more cardboard components. All right. Cards, cards, cards. Lots of cards. Our solar storm setup, it looks like. We've got a lot of cards here. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on these because there's just a whole lot in this box. These are actually cardboard tiles. Career badge, flight engineer, science officer, crew commander, technical officer. So it looks like these are unique powers that you have potentially access to. Let's look at these cards. If I can get them open. Easier said than done. Here we go. All right, so we've got Solar Storm cards. The cards are a little bit flimsy here. All right. Although they do seem to be, I think they're linen finished. I can't tell, but I think they are. There we go. Looks like these are, I don't know if these are like events that come up or if they're just part of this particular scenario, like if you play it that way. I don't know if that's a way to play it. It looks like it might be. We've got more training simulator, meteor shower, toxic leak missions. More of these cardboard tiles here. Got payload specialist, medical officer, mission specialist, and spaceflight pilot. All right. It also looks like you got a D8 here. Look, that looks to be a standard D8. And we've got a larger deck of cards here. These are all contained within a custom game trays insert. This looks to be the biggest deck of cards here within the game. Meteor Shower, Toxic Leak. So yeah, these are the training simulator. These looks like different ways you can set up the game, and depending upon which setup, this is all conjecture, but it seems to make sense you would have a different deck of cards that you are working with. And it looks like they all are different impacts to the game. A lot of those don't look very pleasant. All right, well, there is a lot happening within this game. This is appears to be a pretty involved game. I'm just trying to get the card that I dropped back. Here we go. All right, well, I'm intrigued. I like the theme. It's not something that I've seen a whole lot, so I'll be interested to see how Intrepid plays out. Thank you for watching another Dice Tower Daily Unboxing.